The math says he goes from being a serious threat to being a serious message candidate, someone who's going to stay in this race, who's going to be very, very important, but it becomes very difficult now to figure out how he becomes a nominee.
In fact, I think that word message was probably central to it. Not that Bernie has a very powerful message, but I think a lot of the people who vote for him want to send a message rather than pick a president. And it may be, it's just a theory, I don't have data, it may be that the violence and the talk of violence at Trump rallies said something to Democrats like, whoa, we need to pick a president here, not just send a message. And that I think Democrats mostly think Hillary's a stronger general election candidate. They haven't been voting that way everywhere, especially younger people. And I wonder if the level of seriousness in the campaign on the Democratic side just
it would be interesting to see if electability started to get higher than shares my values.
Okay, now we talked about how infuriating that talk of electability is when it's clear that according to every poll, Bernie Sanders is more electable, yet none of the knuckleheads on CNN will acknowledge that. In fact, they will say the exact opposite, which is either gross ignorance and dereliction of their duty, or worse yet, purposely lying about it. And so I'm sure that they would find either charge outrageous until I show them all the polls, and I'd be curious to see the look on their CNN faces when I show them 12 polls in a row showing him more electable.
Well, Cenk, I would like to hear you rebut all of the evidence that he just provided for why she's more electable.
Yeah.
With all of their resources and so many producers.
Yeah.
All the evidence
You probably didn't hear him, but he said Hillary does better in the general. Come on.
Come on. Give our researchers a break.
Come on, give me a break.
So one of the things that I found to be super condescending is, now that it's more serious, we've had the violence at these things. I'll give Paul Begala this. He said, I have no data to back this up, right? Okay, at least he's the only one on CNN that's admitted that they have no data, right? So I'll just make this up tonight. Okay, fair enough, okay. So now that there's the violence, then now, like, instead of giving the message, voting for based on message, they're going to vote based on who they want to vote for. Okay, so let's
they don't want Bernie to win. The people who were voting for Bernie. So what he was saying, Paul Begala there, he was saying that when people were voting for Bernie, they're just fucking around. They're just trying to say they didn't really want him to win. So what we were doing a little sketch earlier. Let's do it now. Cenk, who did you vote for?
I voted for Bernie Sanders.
Oh, he won.
Oh, God damn it! I was trying to send a message. I didn't want him to win when I voted for him.
Oh, who knew it would backfire?
God damn it, he won? Oh, man. With my vote, I thought I was, sending a fax or a telegraph.
No, that actually counts.
Oh, that's for the person to win.
They counted your vote.
Oh, for the win. Okay. So now, it's amazing.
That's how we got George W. Bush.
Yeah.
No!
Hey, I was just trying to send a message to the stars, and it turns out Bush won. Okay, now, we made fun of it like this because it's so easy to make fun of it, right? And so, but I've been hearing this my whole life. I swear to you, on TV with the pundits, I've been hearing my whole life, oh, that's a message vote.
Yes.
There's no such thing. There's no such thing. You made that up. That's a pundit thing, right? Nobody goes into the voting booth and says, I'm sending a message tonight, right?
Yeah.
That's a thing pundits think, right? Person goes into the voting booth to vote for the person they want to vote for, right? Because they're thinking about it in Washington speak, like, oh, the voter's sending a message tonight that they're not happy about, corruption, whatever, right? But the voters don't actually think they're sending a message. They're actually voting for someone, right? They know, hey, Marge, you want to go down through and walk through the snow to go vote so we can send a message? No, the message they're sending is, I want this guy to win. I want this guy to win, right? That's what a vote is for.
They have to pitch it that way.
Even people who vote for Jill Stein in the general actually want her to win. They are sending a message, but they also want her to win.
No, it's okay to analyze it afterwards like, whoa, look at the message the American people sent. That's different.
That's different.
Right, yeah. We get that, right? But the person voting for Jill Stein or Bernie Sanders or whoever's on the right wing, they're not thinking, now what message should I send Paul fucking Begala on CNN?
Well,
right?
and
they're thinking, I want Jill Stein to win. That's why I voted for her.
And he's specifically trying to say there, all of the millions of votes that Bernie Sanders has gotten so far, those people weren't serious about him.
Yes.
Okay, they find him to be appealing, and so Hillary should do something to pat them on the head. But they wouldn't actually want him to be elected. Don't actually govern like him. That's exactly what those people wanted and still want.
So that's classic Democrats, right? So they say the Republicans fear their base and the Democrats mock their base, right? Dismiss their base. That's exactly what that was. He's condescending. He's like, oh, you're playing house with Bernie. It was nice. But once Democrats get real and serious and grown up, they fucking sell out. As soon as why don't you grow up and sell out already, right? That's that speech. That's condescending to people. But by the way, we're the real liberals. We're the real progressives. No super PAC, no corporate money. We're only tied to the people. We only owe our debt to the people. No, that's all. But grow up and sell out a little. That's nice. You're such a little kid. But grown-ups know we vote for Hillary. So that's very condescending. You would say the same thing about FDR. You would say the same thing about Robert Kennedy. These are real candidates. Bernie's the only one actually saying things in his speeches. He's actually being specific. He actually has solutions to our problems. And the thing that's weird is the pundits on TV and the people voting for Hillary know that she doesn't have solutions to fix the problems because she doesn't even see the problems that we have as problems. For instance, the banks are already too big to fail because they were too big to fail in 2008. They're bigger now. She pretends that they're not, that they're okay. We already know that the money in politics is what's ruining everything. She thinks it's okay the way it is. We just need to get rid of the Citizens United money. So,
no, that is the essence of what was wrong with that clip, which is this condescending message from the establishment, like, oh, you guys had your little fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, did you want a real progressive? How cute, right? Oh, did you want real change in the country? Oh, we hear your message. We'll shift our message in the primary a little to the left before we shift it back to the right. Oh, we're so clever, right? So, that's the kind of attitude that makes people despise the establishment.
Yes.
Okay. So you just told everybody who voted for Bernie Sanders, who's a hell of a lot of people, right, in this country. He won a lot of states, and he
Gonna win a lot
millions
more.
of votes, right? And you just patted them on the head like, oh, that was cute of you. But the serious people vote for Hillary Clinton,
Yes.
right? And that smugness is unbearable. And there's no question, like I've said before, the tidal wave is coming. So they can sit there smugly in their little studio, and even if Hillary Clinton wins this time around, I'll see them in 4 years when there is no way an establishment candidate is going to win in 4 years. Yeah, okay, now you're going to make JR pull or I'm going to make him pull all these clips 4 years from now.
In 4 years.
You know, how many times have I said it in this election cycle? There's no way an establishment candidate wins in 2020. And if I'm wrong, I'll play it for you. And if I'm right, you better bet your bottom dollar I'm going to play it for you. And I'm going to play it on a platform much larger than CNN.